Welcome back to Teachable Moments with April podcast. I am your host, April. This is Mindful Mondays, and I'm your host, April Love. Today we're going to do something a little bit different in this particular episode. I am going to include last week's Mindful Mondays devotional first before we move to review, before we move on to the next one. I hope that's okay, and we will listen and we'll come back. Inspire, host, create, explore endless new possibilities, next level broadcasting. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Create Your Own Calm, a journal for quieting anxiety by Patel. So today we're going to look at the quote or devotional, "Be curious, not judgmental." The activity for this particular devotional is believing you can do something comes from a place of curiosity and confidence, while believing you should do something comes from a place of judgment. Learn to approach yourself with a can instead of should. So the two words we're going to focus on is can and should. So believing you can do something comes from a place of curiosity and confidence. This is the preferred place we want to be, versus should, which has something to do with being judgmental or coming from a place of judgment. This is a place we want to try to avoid. Okay, so the first question is, what is something you feel you should do? The next question is, why do you feel you should do it? Now, I feel like that these two questions are things that I personally kind of deal with or battle with every day, and I can only speak from the vantage point of a woman. Being a woman, a lot of times females feel this often, what we should be doing versus what we could be doing or can. A lot of you guys, you are mothers, grandmothers, wives. You may have partners and so forth and so on, where you work, where you fellowship and go to church. There are things that you feel like you should be doing versus what you could be doing or can be doing. Okay, do you want to do it? And then it says yes/no. So that's a question. So once you come up with examples, whether they be past or present situations, then you ask yourself, do you want to do it? Yes or no? And then the last one, if the answer is no, what can you do instead? So nothing really comes off the top of my head. And a lot of times I say that and then something comes to me. This time, actually, there's a lot of options here, and I am going to ask you guys, as well as ask of myself, is to think about these questions, and I'm going to repeat them again so that when we come back, we can discuss it. So the first one is, what is something you feel you should do. So that you're going to have to narrow it down, including myself, to one thing. Then the second question you're going to ask is, why do you feel you should do it? Then the third question is, do you want to do it? Yes or no? And the fourth question is, if the answer is no, that's if it's no, what can you do instead? What is the alternative to that? All right, so be curious, not judgmental. Believing you can do something comes from a place of curiosity and confidence, while believing you should do something comes from a place of judgment. Learn to approach yourself with can instead of should. What is something you feel you should do? Well, there's a lot of things that I feel like I should do, but one thing in particular that always kind of gets me is tax time. I know I have to do my taxes, but I don't look forward to doing my taxes. So that's something that I feel that I should do. The second question is, why do you feel you should do it? Well, I feel like I have to do it because if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? It needs to get done. Do you want to do it? Not really, no. Yes or no? No, not really. If the answer is no, what can you do instead? Well, for this, I feel like I have to do it. I have to do it. It's something that I have to do. Because if you don't do your own taxes, you're going to get into all kinds of trouble, and I don't want that. So then you got the lesser of two evils. Do you want to get in trouble with the IRS, or do you want to do the taxes that you really don't want to do? Well, I'm going to pick the lesser of two evils. I'm going to do my taxes. Okay, for this Monday, we have a different devotional or a quote from Create Your Own Calm, a journal for quieting anxiety by Patel. And it goes something like this. I urge you to please notice when you are happy and exclaim or murmur or think at some point, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. And the activity, it looks like on the right side, says list 10 things you are grateful for. And it's just that, pretty straightforward to fill out. Hold on a second. Okay, so welcome back. So what I did was I grabbed a piece of paper because I didn't do this ahead of time, which I should have done, but I didn't. I had to do some things and time got away from me. So I'm basically doing it in real time. So what I did is I grabbed a piece of paper and I numbered it 1 to 10, and wrote down really quick some of the things that came to mind. So number 1 for me, what I'm grateful for is my relationship with God. I can't say enough about that. It's trying to have a deeper relationship and to learn more about Him and His Son Jesus Christ, as well as the living Word, and be more spiritually minded. I think that I'm on the right track. I have a lot of work. I'm deeply imperfect, so that's always going to play a part in it. My second one is my health. Goes back to God. I feel like He puts people and information in my path, things to learn. If I'm not feeling well, how to take care of myself, to take care of the ones that are in my life that I love and I care for, and to have a sense of awareness, and just be able to use my brain, and focus. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my peace of mind. I'm grateful for my sense of self. I'm the age that I am. I'm a woman of a certain age, and I finally feel like I'm more confident in what I want and what I don't want, and just knowing who I am. The next one, number 6, is my curiosity, to learn new things and being open to learn new things. And number 7 was the work that I did when I worked in special education. I feel like I was a part of something very meaningful, and I hope that I made a difference. I feel like I did, and I just feel very, very grateful that I was able to do that work. It's very fulfilling. It was very fulfilling. Okay, number 8 is my needs being met. There's so many people that don't have a roof over their head. They don't have food to eat, clothing on their back. I feel very grateful. Number 9 is some of my wants being met. Listening and waiting and being patient and listening for the Father's voice, that still voice inside of all of us, I believe, and letting it lead and guide you, because it won't lead you in the wrong place. When we lean upon our own understanding, that's when we get into trouble. And I've learned the hard way to not lean on my own understanding. But we are imperfect, and if you do that, you fall down, but we get up, just like the song, okay? And the last one is just my life. So those are my answers for this particular activity. And what are yours? When you think about things, what are the 10 things that you are grateful for? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening to Teachable Moments with April. If you did enjoy this episode, I invite you to come right back to check out my podcast and my other episodes. Don't forget to listen, add us to your favorites, and support by clicking on the link in the description. As always, be blessed and be well. Until next time.